Former state security clerk Kgaogelo Bopape has been handed a 6-year jail sentence. Bupape is accused of stealing 170,000 rand of state security money. Our reporter and fellow eNCA, Heidi Giokos, is on that story today for us, joining us now on Today this hour. Good afternoon, Heidi. Thank you very much for joining us now. Tell us about the sentencing of Kgaogelo Bopape. What came out of the deliberations today? And just tell us exactly what money did she steal?
Yes, so back in 2020, we do understand that Bupape withdrew 500,000 rand of state security agency money, and she said that this was going to be for operational use, and she had locked up 500,000, half a million rand, into her safe. She then started taking 20,000 rand, whether it was every 2 weeks or however long, and this amounted to 170,000 rand that she basically stole from the 500,000 rand. This is when she got caught, because there were officials within state security that noticed the money had been missing, and they started questioning her to say, where are the slips where you are saying that this money has gone for operational use in the agency? She was unable to provide that, and then they realized that she had stolen 170,000 of the 500,000 rand that she withdrew for operational use. We do understand that, according to the magistrate and her trial, that she had used this money for her son. She's a single parent, for his education, for a rugby tournament that he had to attend, and also for upgrades and maintenance to her parental house in Pretoria. So we do know that she had not been honest in the beginning about the money, and later on she confessed to this. We do know that the magistrates indicating that this kind of behavior is deceitful and is not one that a public official dealing with public money should, how they should conduct themselves. What's interesting, though, is that she had actually won Employee of the Year in 2017. She's always been described as a hard worker, as extremely diligent, but the magistrate saying she found herself in a very difficult financial position in 2020, and she took advantage of the fact that she had so much money to her disposal. Apparently also, according to the magistrate, she was going to replace the money, as she had been waiting for an inheritance to pay out. However, that did not happen, because when a whistleblower realized what was going on, the whistleblower exposed her, and she only paid back 10,000 rand of the 170,000 rand after she said she would pay back the money, and she's remorseful as to what she has done. We got a chance to speak to the National Prosecuting Authority. Let's listen to what they had to say.
As the NPA, we welcome the sentence handed down today by the magistrate of 6 years imprisonment. We hope that this sentence will send a strong message that as the NPA, we do not tolerate any type of criminal activities, especially crimes of corruption and theft, and we intend to do things or something about it, and we are serious about such crimes.
Heidi, I understand you also managed to speak to the former Director General, that's Heidi Giokos, who was also a witness in this matter. What did Mr. Giokos tell you?
Yes, he was actually called to the trial to be a witness in this matter, because we do know that there have been serious financial issues at the agency, and what the former Director General emphasized was the fact that anybody who even has the slightest idea of stealing money from a government department, be it the agency or any other department, will think twice now because of this sentence that's been handed down. We know Bupape got 6 years direct imprisonment for stealing 170,000 rand from the state security agency. So the former Director General saying that there are many more cases to come. They've identified 7 of these kinds of cases, and they have already dealt with the one, which is this specific matter, and they're going to deal with the following 6. But I think this is sending a very strong message to say that those that want to abuse their positions of power and have so much access and disposal to this kind of money should use it wisely, because the example was given by the magistrate that people who hold such high positions in public office should have that respect for communities, and they should be ones that one looks up to. Instead, this kind of money is stolen, and there's obviously a huge problem of theft and corruption that's taking place, and a lot of that transpired throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's maybe listen to what the former Director General had to say about all of this.
The 6-year sentence given to Bupape, this will send a clear message that corruption does not pay, especially coming from a situation where, from the State Security Agency, so much has been said in terms of thieving, rampant thieving taking place there. This is one of the 7 cases that I opened during my tenure as the Director of Domestic Branch. It's 1 down, 6 more left. I applaud the whistleblowers from within the State Security Agency who came before me with evidentiary proof that thieving has been taking place, and with that I went to report all these cases. I am pleased with this. It is not a good thing to see one of your own going to the cells, but if you take into account the amounts of money stolen from the agency, we feel so much happy that we are turning the corner in terms of corruption busting.
Heidi, finally, will Ms. Bupape be appealing? Do you know?
We're not entirely sure if she will be appealing, but she does have the opportunity to do so. So if she's not satisfied with the sentencing of 6 years direct imprisonment, she has 14 days to appeal the sentence. Of course, that's going to take a lot of convincing to the magistrates as to why he should consider a more lenient sentence. What was also mentioned during her sentencing was that there's careful consideration when one is sentenced and they are taken out of the community, and the kinds of hardships that this will create, not only for Ms. Bupape, but also for her family and loved ones, as she is a single mother. So we'll just have to wait and see when the 14 days lapse, whether or not she has decided to appeal her sentencing of 6 years direct imprisonment.
Thank you very much, Heidi Giokos, for that update this hour here on Today.